about the mental health problems with the international students. What can you see? What is happening?
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Yeah, look, I mean, for everybody, including international students, mental health is so critical. Mental wellness is so critical. And one of my past roles in the university sector has been as a director of student services. And so that includes counselling and mental health support. So I've seen it all firsthand, and I've actually seen, the good, the bad, and the ugly in terms of the whole range of problems or issues that students are facing on that front. And I've seen some things that are really heartbreaking. But what I would say is that there's a few things that students need to overcome, particularly for international students when they come to Australia. I know that homesickness is often a big factor.
It is.
And I guess loneliness coupled with homesickness is a bad recipe.
Very much.
So, as much as I said before, it's important to mingle and meet diverse groups of people and try and embed yourself with Australian culture as much as you can. I think at the same time, it is important to connect with your own culture because that can help to fight the homesickness.
Yeah.
So very lucky in this day and age, we can give mum a Zoom call or a FaceTime call or something, and that's much easier than it's ever been before. But also, if you're living in Sydney, find your favorite Nepalese restaurant or your favorite Thai restaurant or your favorite Indian restaurant and go and connect with your culture in that way, just as a little piece of home while you're sort of dealing with that homesickness issue. I think the other thing that I see is when students come from overseas to Australia, often there are, I think on the whole, and I hope this is your experience as well, I think on the whole, Australia is a very welcoming place, it's a very friendly place, hopefully a very safe place. But there are some elements of cultures that don't align. So sometimes when students come from Southeast Asia or they come from the Middle East, there are elements of our culture here in terms of things that we find acceptable that maybe aren't as acceptable back home. And so as you are a young person in the world, enjoying, studying at university, but also enjoying yourself, maybe going out with friends, going out to bars or clubs or whatever, or just interacting with people, you're constantly coming up against these situations where your cultural values don't necessarily align with the cultural values you're experiencing. And I've seen that translate into some mental health issues as well. And it's hard to explain that without going into specific examples, which I probably don't want to do. But, I think it's important just to have an open mind about dealing with those cultural differences and making sure that you feel respected and that you are holding true to your values, but understanding that you're in a different country and there could be things that don't align with your value system or belief system that you have to just kind of understand how they operate and so that's another point. But
yeah. If you like this video, hit subscribe. You can listen to the full podcast in YouTube, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.